Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In the never-ending pursuit of koi perfection, I've decided to add a secondary tank to the pond that I can use either as just to increase the size of the pond, and also to potentially use as a quarantine tank, or one for that I can hold the smaller koi or the baby koi that I get in. One of the issues I had with the old pond, or the pond, is that the bottom drain is large enough for some of the really small koi to actually go through, and I was finding baby koi in my swirl filter, which thank God I have a swirl filter, because otherwise they would have ended up in the pump leaf catch and would be for sure dead. But again, they would end up in my swirl filter, and you can kind of see that right next to the waterfall. So the swirl filter is a 55-gallon drum that I dug into the ground like that, and so the bottom drain goes into that swirl filter, and then from the swirl filter it goes into the pump and the leaf basket. So if it weren't for that filter, the koi kind of the small koi would have certainly perished. So what I decided to do was add a secondary pond, so that if I do have small koi again, I can just put them in here, close it off, and then I don't have to worry about them getting sucked in the filter or not. So I went ahead and found this on Facebook Marketplace. I've seen it on Craigslist also, but got a great deal on this used. And it's a 300-gallon Rubbermaid stock tank, and so I am currently in the process of leveling the ground, and then also plumbing this. You can kind of see I'm dry fitting everything right now, and the idea is I will use a very small energy efficient water pump from the top of my barrel filter that I put together in a previous video, and then I would pump that up all the way into this area, drop into the top of the new stock tank, and then what I'm planning to do is there's a bottom drain down here that comes factory attached, and the idea is I will add a drain that will work as a skimmer. So I'm gonna plumb this in and then on the top of that I'll basically have it up here, and then I'll have the intake at a higher level. And the reason I want to do that is because if there's a catastrophic failure with the plumbing, I don't want the stock tank to drain out all the way to that bottom level of the pump of the tank, because then everything in here will die. So the idea is to put the intake with a little elbow joint a little bit higher, and so that if something does, the power goes out or something like that, the water level will stay high in the stock tank. So this will essentially should be fairly flexible. Again, I can use it as a quarantine tank, and the way I would do that was I would basically shut off the water and make this completely isolated. But outside of that, I plan to have this continuously plumbed into the pond, so that it actually increases the pond at about 20 or 30% the size. So I think I have my pond is about 1,100 gallons at this point, and so this would make it about 1,400 gallons. And even without fish in there, it'll just make the overall size of the pond larger, so that I'll have less problems with waste and ammonia and nitrites. So that's the idea. Basically just dry fitting all the plumbing right now. The intake will go on the top. The water will then flow back out of that little bottom drain into a 1-inch pipe, and follow back into the top of into the bottom of this fountain. And then as you can see, the fountain level at the top is around this area, and if you look back at where the stock tank is above that. So I'm going to use a complete gravity feed from the stock tank back to the water feature. So hopefully that'll all work. I will be plumbing this and dry testing it pretty soon, and I will post up another video when I get this up and running. So, all right, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye bye.